The hunt is on to find the man Horry County Police say robbed a Kangaroo convenience store. An employee who works there at the store on Glens Bay Road told officers the man pointed a gun at him and demanded several items. He was able to get away with some cash and cigarettes. The employee saw him running toward the South Bridge area. That man, believed to be about 18 years old, and was wearing a black and gray striped hoodie, sunglasses, gloves, dark pants, and a face mask. And an update for you on the cockfighting ring discovered in Marlboro County. Workers with Carolina Waterfowl Rescue say all 122 birds rescued from the ring must be adopted by April 10th. After that, they could all be euthanized. A spokesperson says most of them are young enough to be raised without aggression issues. Carson Clark and his son are accused of running that ring. Another 25 people facing charges for just being there. The arrest this weekend followed a 2-week investigation after police got a tip. President Barack Obama pushing for new regulations on the $46 billion payday and title loan industry. It's something that is currently only regulated at the state level. Katrina Helmer is live along Kings Highway with more. And Katrina, South Carolina certainly regulates this business, but people get in trouble with these loans all the time, don't they?
That's exactly right, David. It's easy to get in trouble despite what the state does to protect borrowers. Now, our local payday companies will say that they follow the state regulations, while our local Better Business Bureau says we're in desperate need of more rules to protect you and your money. And our market is fairly saturated with these. Just behind me is a title loan company. Just across the street is another title loan company. And if you go in either direction, you're going to find 4 or 5 more payday or title loan companies, and that's just on Kings Highway. Now, President Obama is suggesting that lenders should ensure that these payday and title loan companies are not taking advantage of low-income consumers in need of quick cash. He said just recently in a speech that if these companies lend money, they should first make sure borrowers can afford to pay it back. These companies are valid businesses for as much criticism as they get about being fraudulent or scams. The president said there's nothing wrong with these payday loans making a profit, but he wants to make sure that the profit is not trapping hardworking Americans in a vicious cycle of debt.
The payday loan people are going to tell you is that these loans are available to people who would not otherwise be able to get a loan. So they claim to be valuable, and that's why it fits a need for the public. And I understand that theory, but if we could control the interest rates, if we could keep them at a low minimum rate, to where, I mean, they are in business to make money, we understand that, but not to really make it impossible for the customer to pay it back.
Now, until anything changes at the federal or state level, the BBB says the bottom line is before you take out any one of those loans, make sure you fully understand what that interest rate is that you will be paying. You need to check to make sure you can pay that interest rate plus what that loan is, not just that amount for the loan. Then it could be safe for you to take that out. Reporting live in Myrtle Beach, Katrina Helmer, WNBF News.
Thanks, Katrina. Well, just into the newsroom, the NBC affiliate in Washington, D.C. reports an active shooter situation outside Innova Fairfax Hospital in Falls Church, Virginia. News crews tweeted out this picture we're going to show you. They say it's an active shooting investigation. The SWAT team and police are there on the ground. The hospital reportedly on lockdown. I'm staying on top of you for this morning. The story is developing. We first heard of it around 4 a.m. Back to you, David.
Mandy, thank you for that update. A traffic alert for you now. Highway 31 extension project will impact your commute likely beginning today, because starting today and lasting through Friday, there will be a right shoulder closure on Peachtree Road. And a reminder for all of you out there, the changes that are happening today at Seaboard Street and Commons Avenue. It'll now go back to being a 2-way stop. It's been a 4-way stop for about a week. But remember, the drivers on Commons Avenue will now have to stop, while those on Seaboard Street will be able to go through the intersection without stopping. New this morning, our state could get $821 million to fix our roads. It would come from President Barack Obama's proposed Grow America Act. Nearly 2,000 bridges in our state are considered structurally deficient or obsolete already, and 40% of the roads in South Carolina are in poor condition. This according to the Federal Highway Administration. Now, while it will cost billions to fix everything, our damaged roads cost you an average of $255 a year in car repairs. We are getting a better idea now about how safe Coastal Carolina University students feel about themselves while they're on campus. The student body took a survey called #TealGetsReal. The preliminary results are positive. It looks at all things like whether students feel discriminated against, whether CCU is diverse enough, and if they feel safe at night. The answers were based on a 7-point scale, 7 being very good, 1 being very bad. Only one question scored below a 5. It was about lighting on campus at night. Official results will be released at the end of April. A prestigious award has been given to a staff member at Francis Marion University. Dr. Susan Peters has been named to a 1-year fellowship with the American Council on Education. That fellowship is the nation's premier higher education leadership development program. Dr. Peters and others in the program will use the next year to take part in a long list of education events. She plans to use the opportunity to study the issue, the critical issue, of student retention, particularly those who are the first to go to college in their families. Happening today, a local campaign launches aimed at keeping your teens sober and safe during the prom season. Mandy Knoll live once again for us to explain how law enforcement groups are wanting to spread the message to you and your kids, right?
That's right, David. 71% of high school students drink alcohol during their high school years. And now several groups in Florence are teaming up to promote Don't Let Underage Drinking Ruin Your Prom. It's a campaign the 12th Judicial Circuit Alcohol Enforcement Team will conduct a series of enforcements. Officers will use such tactics as following prom limousines to their destination to make sure everyone gets there safely. They'll patrol neighborhoods, rural areas, and areas after prom parties may take place, bonfires, things like that. They'll also cruise through parking lots and walk through local restaurants. Officers will talk and engage to make sure the teens understand the importance of having an alcohol-free prom night, leading to 0 tragedies. Anyone under 21 can be cited or arrested for possession of alcohol, having it in their car, even being at a party where there are people underage drinking, even if they're not drinking. The campaign kicks off this morning at 11:30 at the Florence Country Club. From the live desk, Mandy Knoll for WNBF News.
Yeah, prom can be a nerve-wracking time for parents. South Carolina Congressman Tom Rice will be in Florence tomorrow. He'll be hosting a Coffee with Your Congressman event at Basin's Family Restaurant. That's on South Irby Street. You can stop by from 8:30 to 9:30 a.m. It's your chance to talk about any issues you think are important about federal legislation or pretty much anything else with Congressman Rice. That event, by the way, open to the public, and it is free. If you have an interest, there's probably an app for that, and there are even apps that can save you cash through reward points and others that can get you a gift card just for walking through the door of a business. Raycom News Network reporter Jennifer Warnick has more for you. New at 5.
The new app on the block is Find and Save. First, you swipe your favorite stores to the right. The app shows you what's on sale at all of those retailers, but the Cash Dash is what makes this app worth it. Cash Dash shows you the offer. One deal this week, a $5 rebate when I spend $20 at Toys R Us. You walk into the store, open up the app and shop, then snap a picture of your receipt and submit it. You get confirmation in 3 days and money is deposited into your PayPal account. You've got 2 days to act before the offers expire. If you shop at Target, Kohl's, Best Buy, or Whole Foods, you could be earning gift cards just by walking into the stores. These are among many retailers that are part of the Chameleon app. You get 5 points when you sign up with a referral code and 1 point every time you physically go into the store and open the app. Once you hit 20 points, you can cash out for a $5 gift card. Chameleon also has coupon codes and current sales. Moving to the supermarket, the Grocery IQ app organizes your grocery list by store aisle, so items are easier to find. You can also try Grocery Gadget, which lets you take and send pictures of items so you don't buy the wrong thing if you're not the one who usually shops. If math is not your forte and you want to save money, try the Apples to Oranges app, which comparison shops for you. It breaks down prices of products that use different measurements like liters versus ounces to make sure you know which is the better deal.
Happening today, the defense continues to make its case in the Boston Marathon bombing trial in Boston. The prosecution rested yesterday in the trial of Dzhokhar Tsarnaev. Jurors were brought to tears during testimony about the death of an 8-year-old victim. Massachusetts chief medical examiner showed the jury his blood-stained gray T-shirt with holes, this while describing his injuries. The defense is making the case that Tsarnaev's older brother Tamerlan was the mastermind of the deadly bombing. Tsarnaev's attorneys admit he participated in the bombing, but hope to save him from the death penalty. The U.S. is hoping to be a trendsetter around the world. Question is, can we make an attack on climate change fashionable? Extreme measures coming up.
You can expect plenty of sun in the Grand Strand and PD. I'll tell you how far it'll be pushing up those temperatures in just 3 minutes.